Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. In the previous video, we have discussed how you can patch the APK file and inject Frida Gadget there. And I thought that this is kind of complicated, where you need to actually run the command line utility, you need to figure out all that kind of stuff, how it works and all that. And I decided why there's not single simple utility that you can use to patch the APK files. And then I wrote my own utility for that. As you can see, I already have my PulseAPK utility for decompiling APK files, basically bringing those to the Smiley code and analyzing those, and you can also use it to build it back. But I've decided that you can also use this tool to patch the APK files. So as you can see, there's a decompile flow, there's a compile flow. You can download this utility right there, and here it is running. So it's available right now for Windows and Linux. So when we launch this utility, we have those options available: decompile, build, analyze, and also patch. This is the one that we are going to be using today. Guys, I've made this app universal, which means you can run it on Windows or Linux and also potentially on Mac. This is built using the Avalonia library. I believe this is really interesting, so you can use it as a sample of porting the app from being the C# Windows application to this universal app. Let's go ahead and patch something. I've decided to patch Thunderbird today. This is the app available right there, and this is the Android client. Let's go back to PulseAPK. Let's browse this file right there. Here it is, and let's name the APK file. It's going to be Thunder patched. So this is the output name for the APK file. You can also press this button to open the folder, or you can specify the folder right here, so it's up to you. Let's go ahead and patch it, but before that, I really want to explain you some stuff. For example, here you can press this button to make this APK file signed, and you actually need to do that because otherwise the app will not be running on your Android machine or emulator. So let's leave it like that. Then inject library for all architectures, because you don't really know which architecture you're going to run this APK file on, right? It could be x86 emulator, it could be your ARM Android device, or it could be something else in the future. I don't know. When you press this button, it's going to make sure that this library is copied to all those platforms. You need to pick the script profile, and there are multiple options right there. It's self-explanatory, but yeah, we are going to be using this option right there today: inject gadget and custom script. Basically, it's going to inject the Frida Gadget into our APK file and also run a custom script that's going to show some output. This is the idea right there. But you can also inject GadgetListener. GadgetListener basically means is that it's going to listen for your commands from your machine, from your client. If you go back to the Frida Gadget article right there, you can actually read what type of modes are available. So basically, when you inject the library, you can use multiple modes. Listen mode is the interaction by default, as you can see. And yeah, guys, this is what's actually happening under the hood. Basically, it's just copying this library and also adding the script to the main activity of the application. We are going to actually check it out soon. Basically, the supported interaction types are those: listen and script. Basically, those are available right there. So yeah, listener and the custom script, and there's also sample injection. We are going to take a look at this one a bit later. So let's go ahead and press the run button to patch it. Guys, this tool is actually in development, so some things might not be ideal. Sometimes you need to go ahead and basically repatch it if you don't like something. For example, modify the Smiley code and patch it back. So this is expected. You can also contribute to me just by providing the pull requests, by adding your own implementations, let's say, or just revising the code. Maybe you want to change something. So yeah, it's patched. We can press the OK button, and let's go ahead and open the folder. As you can see right there, let's open the Android emulator, and let's just basically drag and drop the our APK file. Let's move it like that. We are ready to launch it and see the log output. So if we type it like that, we can see the output right there. And let's go ahead and launch it actually to see what happens. Let's press Thunderbird. And we can see it right there. It says Frida Gadget loaded, you can attach now. This means that patching was successful. We can now go ahead and investigate how it actually works. For that, let's launch the JADX utility right there. JADX. Let's open it like that. Let's go ahead and drag and drop the same APK file we have right there. Okay, it's loaded. We can go there, resources, library. As you can see, there are multiple architectures available. ARM64, x86, just basically 2 ARM versions and 2 x86 versions. For those 4 folders, as you can see, everything was copied. It's Frida Gadget. This is just the main library. Then Frida Gadget script. You can see here it basically just some stuff injected right there, like console log right there. And there's also configuration file. Configuration file specifies what script is to execute. So this is what happens in those folders. If you want to investigate further, like how it actually executes the stuff, you need to type Frida Gadget there. As you can see, it's going to look up and see the Frida Gadget. Yep. So the way it works is basically by injecting this method right there. It says Frida Gadget loaded an activity life cycle. Yep, this is what happens, guys. Basically, this is the line, this is the function that's going to be injected when you press the patch button. Okay, so it works just fine. And let's investigate further. Let's go back to PulseAPK. Let's name the new APK called SampleAPK. Then script profile is going to be sample injection. And let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Let's press the run button. As you can see, the patching workflow going to be executed right there in this console log. We need to find sample signed APK. Let's just go ahead and run it like that. Let's just copy here. Let's stop the ADB logcat, and this time it's going to be ADB logcat grep patch like that. Patch. And then let's run the app. Let's see what happens. Yeah, as you can see, the app sample patch was applied. So basically the idea here is that it just adds this line right there in the main activity. And this is actually a good way to debug stuff. You can just use any APK that you want and then patch it like this to understand which method is the main one. And just basically have a better understanding of how the app works. You can then investigate by using Jetix. This is really good sample of using tools like that in interactive mode without even using the command line, without even touching the command line except for the ADB logcat basically. This is the simplest command that you could run to investigate what's happening on your Android device. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please press the like button. Consider contributing if you really want to. And then see you soon. Bye guys.